Gung-ho reaction, a topic taboo. Hey there, kids, it's Folie.
I have a question. Oops. Did I talk too soon?
You did.
Oh.
And now you're grounded.
Oh, it's because it used to be 10 seconds, I believe. I thought, really? It was never 10 seconds?
It's always been 5.
Because I was like, okay, now I have 5 seconds extra with which to not talk. And I was so excited that I prematurely talked.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
I've ruined everything.
you've ruined it all.
Well, actually, I didn't ruin everything today.
And Amy, you didn't.
No.
You showed up, and
Exactly.
that's what matters most.
I do believe that Woody Allen said 80% of success is showing up.
That is true, and I've seen that on plenty of internet memes, inspirational
Absolutely.
and otherwise.
It's my favorite and otherwise. Yeah. The thing is, I'm a solid B+ just because I show up.
Exactly. And then if you do some talking, it raises your grade. Sometimes
It sometimes lowers it quite a bit.
Yeah.
But
Mostly that's me.
it all evens out in the end
It all comes out in the wash.
because we're here and we're talking to you because you count on us.
You do. And we know it. And we would never let you down by ghosting you.
Ghosting.
Do you know what ghosting means, Amy?
I do. It is when somebody, instead of telling you they are ill or
Dead
or
dead.
make up some other lie, they just decide to quit responding to you.
Yes.
It is quite ballless. But you know what? Girls are ballless too, and girls are pretty tough. So
maybe there's a good excuse. We'll give them the benefit of
yes.
the doubt.
So I'm not calling this person ballless. Even if you are, it's not a bad thing. Neither of us have balls.
It's true.
Where was I going with that? This thing happened, and I find it interesting and honestly quite amusing that it just seems fitting that our first guest
ghosted us.
is our first ghost.
Mm-hmm.
We said the title. You can all cheer.
Now
Ooh, title!
Our first ghost.
Let's say it all together.
Our first ghost. Yeah. We must have got it from those mattresses we ordered last week.
Yeah. I've been sleeping on, or not sleeping to be precise, on my poltergeist dress all week.
Me too. And boy, did it work.
Oh, man.
Boy, did it work. Actually, I did have a pretty bad nightmare last night.
Did you? You don't have that many nightmares, do you?
No, I don't really. And this one was awful, and I will not talk about it. It was so bad.
Oh, no.
Yeah. One of those, that involves your kids.
Oh, I hate those.
Oh, it was rough.
It's been a while since I've had one like that, but when I do, it wrecks me.
It is. It's horrible. It makes you realize that I would just rather not wake up if anything ever happened.
Absolutely. I totally know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes, if I have a dream about my family, like I'll just literally have to get up in the middle of the night and go just sit by their beds while they're sleeping.
Same here.
Like a creeper.
I do the exact same thing.
It's very comforting though.
Yeah. You're like, it's okay. Everything's fine.
I mean, it's comforting to me when they wake up and see me sobbing over their bed for no reason. It's okay. I'm starting a therapy fund now.
Yeah. It reminds me the other day. Actually, I think it was the day that it doesn't matter. I think it's the day that I dropped the stuff off creepily at your doorstep.
I loved that day.
And Mackie fell asleep before I got home. He was getting into bed. And I knew he probably would be, but I went in to give him more hugs and kisses when I got home, and he was kind of, a little bit awake, dozing in and out, and he rolls over and looks at me, and he was like, "Oh, are you just going to lay there and stare at me as I fall asleep?" And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "Please don't." And straight, eyes open, and was
Please
like,
don't.
"Please don't."
Well, you do have a rather intense gaze when you want to.
Yeah. That's why that ghoster better not want to see me face to face now, because I will show him that gaze.
You know, even if he doesn't see you face to face, I think he feels our gaze right now.
We are gazing upon him.
Gazing. I have something I've patented called the Amy Ha death glare.
Ooh.
I don't think I've ever given... No, I did give it to you. I sent you a text doing it last night.
What?
Because you didn't go out.
You did. That was scary.
It is the most flattering facial expression that I make.
It was amazing. I've seen you do it to one person. And we've talked about this.
Yes.
But
it's unforgettable.
It was a good story, and the lady deserved it. So
and she hasn't given me any trouble since then.
Nope, none at all. Me, on the other hand, I get plenty of trouble.
Yeah.
Should we continue the story about ghosting?
Yeah.
I mean, should we talk about it as like a way of life?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting thing that people do, and I think we've all been quote unquote guilty of it.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's in quotes. To some degree or another.
We've been guilty of it.
Sometimes there's a legitimate reason. Maybe your texts aren't coming through, and that's not a real ghosting. That's what you call a misunderstanding.
Turn off your damn read receipts if you're gonna try that one.
Do I have read receipts on my phone? When I message you? I never get them from you.
I don't think I have mine turned off for everybody.
I hope I have mine turned off.
I'm going to look right now.
But
you have yours turned off.
Okay, good. There have been times when I have said to myself, okay, this person wants to have lunch with me. I'm going to ask Vu, and then I'm going to get back to her. And then I completely forget.
Yeah, I've done that too.
And that's sort of an unintentional ghosting. It's still a little bit inconsiderate.
Oh, it totally is. And I have a story, and I need to say it. Don't let me forget.
Okay,
I have a ghost story that I actually
need to just... I have a
ghost story, and I need to apologize. I will apologize here and in person to this person.
I like it. If you apologize to someone on your own podcast, they'd better forgive you.
I hope that they do.
Stone. Yeah, so I've done that before.
Yeah.
And then realized it, and I had to apologize. But then there's intentional ghosting as well, which is a thing. I mean, a lot of people talk about it now.
Yeah.
Where you just suddenly stop hearing from someone.
Yeah.
Just altogether.
It's just nothing. And I heard a definition of it the other day watching. Have you ever watched the show Younger?
No.
It's really good. It's about a woman who had turned 40 who could not get a job because of her age. And so she pretended to be 26. She got a job, and it's all about her like living this life. It's so good and funny.
Oh my goodness.
You need to look into it.
Mental
it's very
note
good.
Made.
Younger.
Scratched right into my gray matter.
Yep. Well, Hilary Duff is in it. And she said something about getting ghosted. And the other lady, Liza, was like, what's ghosting? And she said, it's when somebody completely quits talking to you, stops talking to you all of a sudden. Obviously, I'm not saying this right, how she said it, but it was along these lines. Somebody stops talking to you, but their internet presence still lingers.
Oh, I like that. That's why that's an interesting definition.
Their presence still lingers all over the internet. Yeah. Because it's true nowadays. Like, you're still going to see those people. You're still going to, if you're friends with them at all online, and who isn't, especially if you're in a text relationship with somebody, it's probably going to be.
Do you remember the time that our beloved Josh thought that I was sort of ghosting him?
No. Oh, wait. Yeah.
I felt so bad. So I turned off my notifications for my Facebook messages, because I used to get so many of like, do you want to sell Mary Kay? Do you want to sell Beachbody? Blah, blah, blah. And it was overwhelming. So I turned off the notifications, and I told myself I'm going to go in and check it once a day.
Right.
But if I see those little numbers, I'm going to want to check, and I'm going to get distracted.
For sure.
So I guess Josh had sent me some Facebook messages, and here I am like a total jerk responding to your texts and seemingly ignoring his Facebook messages. But come to find out, you guys didn't have each other's phone numbers. No.
And so we solved that by getting each
We
other's
did.
phone number, and now you guys text each other.
Yeah. I mean, actually, at that point, just to make a point, to sort of make it up to him and also make him regret ever wanting to get a message from me, I started sending him a lot of really weird, random, sort of harassment type messages
It's
for
the
a while
only way
there.
to do it, and he loves it.
Yeah.
He may act like he doesn't, but
He does.
it fuels him.
You know, and I'm sure that this person who is ghosting us, ghosting Folie, Deux, is really enjoying the fact that we sent them messages, and
Basically, they are our third guest right now because this is all about them.
yeah, it's just about them in an unexpected way, and I'm gonna assume that there's a really good explanation. I'm thinking something to do with
Maybe he dropped his phone in the toilet.
yeah, well, or just possession, you know? Like, you see the person, so you know that their body is still there.
Right.
Who can prove what's going on mentally and physically inside that person?
Spiritually, he's meeped up.
Yeah. I mean, there could be a rival podcast that somehow said, you know, basically gave him the thing, like, you talk to these girls again.
It's over.
It's
And
over.
by it's, we mean your life.
Yeah, these Folie girls, they're climbing the charts.
Rapidly.
They're taking names and they're kicking butt.
Kicking the tuchus.
Yeah. And we don't need to make them any more powerful.
No. End
Or
it now.
it could have been a Folie supporter who was like, you know what? I only want to hear Melody and Amy talk.
They heard that we were going to have a guest.
And there was actually some competition for this first guest. There were a lot of people who were like, I would make a good first guest, and here's why.
Yeah.
And they all had amazing reasons.
Yeah, exactly. And one of them was my mother.
Yeah.
We are going to have her on here.
Well, she's our listener.
Maybe
and-
she'll be our actual first guest now.
You know what? You're going to get ghosted by your own
My
mom
own
now.
mama. Don't do it, Doreen.
Doreen, if you ghost Melody, then we're going to know something's really, really wrong.
Something might be wrong with my phone. It's a brand new phone, though, so I doubt it's less than a week old.
Well, and I mean, I've been getting your messages.
That's right. And I saw your red receipts, fool.
You fool! Turn them off!
It's fine. I mean, I was shocked. I will say that.
I was shocked. I can't say shocked. I will say I was mildly chagrined.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah. And I probably made that little sort of chagrined grimace face that you make. And then, you know, that kind of, And then I thought to myself,
Meebum.
we're still recording.
Yeah. I think nope, I can't say it because it'll involve me, but nobody will understand what I'm saying. But when I messaged you and said, I think we're being ghosted, your response was good.
Yeah, my response was how I deal with anything that gets in my way.
Mm-hmm. You know what I did? You can probably guess.
You cried?
Nope.
Of course not.
Shit, no, I don't cry about boys, except for one in particular. No, I'm kidding. You're kidding. But it's true.
There's no such boy. But if there were,
no such boy.
He'd have to be pretty special.
Yeah. I'm editing that out. I sat up in my bed this morning and I was like, well, I mean, I didn't hear for sure.
Yeah.
We're not, I mean, it's today. We're not going to hear from him.
And if he tries anything now.
Oh, man. Don't even.
Don't even.
I sang to myself.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun. Bitches ain't shit. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Lick on these nuts and suck the dick.
It's the cure for everything.
It is my cure for everything.
It really is.
Ben Folds in that song, there's something about it. It just
Bitches ain't shit.
flows through my heart and it eases my troubled mind.
You know what you would be proud of me for?
What?
So you missed Zumba on Saturday.
Yeah.
I was recently, I won't name names or facilities, but I was recently offered a class that I was very excited about. And then the opportunity was taken away rather suddenly and inadequately explained.
Yes.
And I was pretty sad about it. I didn't cry because I have really almost no soul. But I think I did. I think I blinked and my eyes felt a little wet.
You were able to blink it away rapidly.
Yeah, that's intense for me.
Yes.
And I was a little frustrated with this person. Guess what I did when I saw them on Saturday?
Did you smile and say hello?
Glowing smile.
Good.
Major off the charts eye contact.
Honey.
And hi, how are you?
Hey, they don't say kill him with kindness for nothing.
And then I pranced my booty right into that studio and I danced right up to the front of the room.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I wish I would have been there to see it.
You would have been super proud.
I definitely wish I would have been there.
Also, you know me really well, so you could have told me if it came off more like a threat than kill him with kindness.
It would have been
Sometimes I don't know what my face is communicating.
I probably would have understood it as a threat because I can tell when it changes. As you can with me.
Yeah,
although mine doesn't stay quite as nice. It just happens really abruptly and then I'm pissed.
You're hilarious when you're pissed off. I can tell so easily, and also it's one of the few times I see you being quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
But not at me so far.
Nope.
Yeah. Someday I'll piss you off.
Well, it's bound to happen.
It is.
And as it happens in all good friendships, and I am excited about what our makeup sex will be like.
The quotes were there.
There were there.
It's
It'll
going to be
makeup
epic.
dancing.
Makeup dancing. Right now, I'm getting all of my pain in the assness out on my poor husband.
Yeah.
So I probably need to be a bit more of a pain in the ass to you.
You can.
Yeah.
Anytime.
I told him though. I flat out told him. I was like, I know I've been a pain in the ass. I've been getting on my own nerves. You know how you have that sometimes?
Yes.
And he so sweetly, he did not agree with me, but he also did not disagree.
Oh, yeah. One of those. I like that.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yes.
It lets you know, like, it brings you back, like, it brings you down a bit where you're like, okay.
Yeah.
It is true. But he's so sweet.
Exactly.
And I mean, for me, if he would have been like, it would have fueled it even more. Then you would have been annoying and angry.
That's true. He knows how to deal with me quite well now.
Well, after this long.
Yeah, he knows his wife needs adequate sleep. She needs to not ever get hangry. And you need to make sure that even if what she says sounds completely insane, you treat it as legitimate.
Because it matters to her.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Is that a real song?
Yeah, well, it's like it matters to me, I think, instead of to her.
Well,
but
that's fine.
I'm checking our Facebook now to see if anybody's... Aw, Shay Higgins said, I won't ghost you.
Oh, I know. I was thinking about Shay. Shay is a freaking...
She is phenomenal.
She's phenomenal. This girl, I can't even list all of the reasons that she's interesting. For one, she's incredibly adorable.
Yeah.
In the most unique, confident, don't give a meep kind of way.
Yeah,
like,
love it.
She does what she wants. She is creative. She apparently auditioned for the movie True Grit. Did you hear that part?
I don't think so.
And she made it pretty far in the audition, she said.
No way.
Yeah.
So how come she didn't get it? I'm sorry.
I know. She should have gotten it. And I mean, of course, the girl who got it was also wonderful, but who's to say Shay wouldn't have been even better?
Didn't she also... Did she DJ?
I think so. And I also think she started her own, like, fake tattoo business.
Yeah, she did, for sure. I've seen that. It's so cute.
The thing about that is that could actually be a legitimate sponsor.
It really, really could.
Yeah,
actually.
like if she wanted to, we could give like a discount code for Tattletale tattoos. I think that's what they're called.
That's true.
Another thing I thought of, which you can totally edit out, is you also have your own business.
Yeah.
You could give like a 1.5% off a purchase of $30,000 or more.
I totally could.
Yeah.
No, that's a really good idea, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. So I'll do one right now. For all of you Folie Do listeners, for all of my doo-doo heads out there, if you would like to, what do we do? How do we do this?
I don't know. Maybe say, if you tell Melody that you listen, that you're a Folie Do listener, and you prove it by saying the word farfignugan,
Yeah.
you get a certain...
But where do they say that word? To me?
They can say it. They can text it to you.
I honestly think that it needs to be in the form of a proven subscription.
Ooh, yeah.
To our podcast.
Subscribe and screen cap.
Subscribe, screen cap, show it to me. Even better, rate and review. If you rate and review, I will give you 50% off your session fee.
That's huge.
Yeah, my session fee is usually $150. It does not include any of your prints or anything, but it would be a $75 off your session fee.
Whoa, Nelly. I'm doing it right now.
Okay,
guys. Seriously.
Rate and review, and you will get $75 off
your session
fee with Mellow Yellow Photography. Look her up. She's a badass.
She's a badass. You're not going to find anything better.
No.
So don't even try.
Don't even do it.
So forget the farfignugan part.
Yeah, just just getting that out of there. But I liked it.
We were working towards something.
Made me want a Fig Newton.
Ooh. You know, Fig Newtons are really high in calories.
They are really high in calories, and there's so much sugar in them. It's ridiculous.
It's like the most satanic food.
Because it's so good, and you think that it's not bad for you because...
It literally seems wholesome.
It's exactly. You're eating figs.
You're eating figs. Well, oh my goodness. You know what, though? That it all makes sense now. What? Because they say that in the Garden of Eden, it was probably
a fig tree.
A fig tree. They are of the devil.
Don't eat figs.
That's what happened to this person that was supposed to be on our podcast.
Oh, no.
He's a hiker. I guarantee you he was eating figs. Meep.
He's a meeper. A mother meeper.
You can also maybe take out the part about ballless. That seems pretty harsh, and I didn't really mean it that way.
No, I still probably think that he's a good person.
I think he's probably delightful.
And I still am intrigued by what he's done, and that's why I wanted him on here.
I am too. And but we can't talk about it without giving away his identity.
I know, and that would be bad.
It would be. That would be slander.
All of our doo-doo heads would riot. They would find him.
They would. It would be too late for him by the time we got dragged to court.
Anything. That's right.
Whatever.
We'd get at least 2 years for involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah. And then they'd be like, you're going to have to pay all these fines. And we'll be like, our podcast has made
negative
money. We lose money.
Yeah, we definitely we've lost so much money.
Now.
We are just basically giving you guys money. So
here you have some bills. You don't even have to strip. Just
no.
Yeah. I mean, you can if you want to. We've been saying that for so long. I mean, most people don't want inappropriate emails. At this point, we just want any email.
Any email will do. You can screenshot a picture of your asshole. I don't know
why. Or even worse, your hairy toes.
Ew.
Yeah.
Or hairy fingers.
We're personally not into that. Some people are, but I know I heard stories more than I wanted to know about.
I'm going to say this.
Say it.
I have become... Okay, so you know on Instagram how you can hit the little search button and it'll show you things that are like relevant to things that you've liked, that stuff that your friends have liked and all of that jazz. Well, I look at it to fall asleep at night sometimes. Aww. I watch tons of ballet. This is what it consists of. It's always showing me ballerinas, showing me cakes being made. It's showing me slime being squished around. Ooh. And it's showing me nail art.
Ooh, that's all so soothing.
It's so soothing. It helps me fall asleep. And there's one channel in particular where this girl is a nail artist and she specializes in doing like toenails.
Ooh.
And some of these toenails are gank as meep.
Oh, I believe it.
Oh, like all of them. It's awful. It makes me gag every time to watch.
You don't stop.
But I don't stop. And in the end, they look so pretty.
Yeah, well, and that's satisfying. And it's like those videos that people stumble across on the internet and then they get like sucked into this weird
To all the rest.
obsession.
Oh,
like
God.
people popping blisters. It's so gross. I can't.
There is an actual, I've told you about this one, I think, before. A lady who makes cupcakes that look like different kinds of pimples.
Oh,
And she makes it to where you can pop it. Like it's full of buttercream pus.
Oh,
They're the worst things. I don't know how you could possibly at all watch them or eat the cupcakes after you watch it. It also reminds me of Good Mythical Morning. Do you guys ever watch that on YouTube? Oh, they're so funny and they're so ridiculous. And I won't say the other part. But they do, like, they eat stupid things.
Ooh.
And it's really intriguing. And
I bet Rand would be
good to
into
watch.
that.
Oh, yeah. Rand would definitely like it. He needs to watch it. I'll send you a link. And actually, one of the guys' name is Link.
Aww.
I know, which I love.
Is that his real name?
His real name is Link, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And he's super nerdy and he looks like somebody who I really, really adore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Zelda, the Zelda guy.
Zelda guy.
Yeah.
Link.
Link, yeah.
Yeah,
Link.
yeah,
He looks like
He
him.
looks like himself.
His cartoon counterpart. You know, last night
Mm-hmm.
we were talking about licking because
We were?
not you.
Oh, okay.
I went to a get together with some ladies.
Yes.
They were all very strange and weird and wonderful, and that's the only kind of girls I will hang out with.
For sure.
You'll never find me in a mommy group or a church group. I'm sorry, I just cannot do it. It's not beneficial for anyone involved.
No.
Side note, this girl has a dog that is obsessed with licking people, particularly their armpits.
What?
Yes. So this dog would just ambush me every now and then.
Big dog, little dog?
A medium-sized dog.
Okay.
And I think she might be maybe like a pit bull mix or something.
Okay.
She's really pretty. And so our other friend said, you know, all this licking has got me thinking about vaginas.
Oh my God.
And then she shares with me this new nail art that's become very popular, where girls, or guys, I guess, will get their nails done like labia.
What?
Yeah. And then that got me thinking about the Japanese girl who scanned her own lady parts and made it into a kayak.
What?
This is the conversation that you missed last night.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sad that I didn't go, and I should have gone.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why I didn't was because I didn't have anything to take.
Oh, you should have come anyway. Several people showed up with nothing.
Really?
They just drank and watched me make mine.
That's exactly what I should have done. And I thought about doing that, like suggesting, do you think that she would care if I came and just hung out but didn't make a wreath?
I should have pushed you harder.
I know. Amy, you have to know this.
Oh, I do.
And if I get set where I'm like, I'm like a little bummed and so I'm going to stay home, that's when I really need a push.
Oh my gosh, I should have. I did this thing where I was like, yeah, I mean, if you need to stay home, maybe you need to rest. And then I was like, and she's going to write me back in like 5 minutes and be like,
I'm
you know
actually
what?
gonna
I'm
go.
going to rally.
Yeah.
Oh, next time I will pressure you like a good friend.
Please do. I need lots of pressure.
Yeah, I don't know why I brought up all that vagina stuff.
Well, it's because I talked about...
You talked about...
I didn't talk about vaginas at all.
No, but you did talk about weird stuff on the internet.
I talked about nails. Yeah.
Nails.
And that's,
nails.
Oh, yeah,
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Licking and nails.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed of my woman parts.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't think that they look particularly flattering in little molds on your nails.
No, me neither.
I don't want to see a man with dick nails.
Ew.
And I'm not saying there's anything
I'm
wrong.
not saying ew about PPs.
No, they're
I can't even say it.
I won't say they're beautiful, but they're normal and in their proper context.
It's like calling a toe beautiful.
Exactly.
Like,
well, some people
really
so.
like toes.
Sickos. Yeah.
Don't say sickos. Amy, Have you heard about Ghoster Toaster?
Is that the newest low-carb diet? Because you know I can't give up my morning bagels.
No, even better. Ghoster Toaster is this new app that takes the guesswork out of being ghosted. Are you the clueless type who doesn't realize what those 25 red messages with no response means?
Ghoster Toaster? We'll tell you the truth.
When your newest Tinder prospect never comes back from the bathroom but is posting selfies in another bar?
Ghoster Toaster will interpret that for you.
Revenge is now yours. Make those ghosts toast.
Text as much
As you like,
but you won't hear back.
No, you won't.
You won't hear back.
I didn't hear back.
Tell you the truth.
Ghoster
You
Toaster.
loser. I mean, Ghoster Toaster.
Ghoster Toaster, you sick freak.
Just stop texting them
Just
already.
stop texting.
You're
They don't
embarrassing
like
all
you.
of us. No one likes you.
Why are you looking me
Except
straight in the
we Ghoster Toaster. We love you. You know what's really ironic about all this toe talk?
What?
I'm about to say something. It doesn't matter because I'm not single and I'm not in the dating market, so I'm just going to say it.
What?
I get little hairs on my toes. They make me crazy.
I think that,
I mean, they're not like man hairs.
I've
but-
never noticed hairs on my toes, but I don't think that there's anything wrong with it if somebody has them. I mean,
what can you do
if
about
you
it?
want to take care of them, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
I always get rid of mine. The first sign of them.
only ever had one
I wish I-
pedicure in my
I'm
life,
take a picture of you right now.
and I need one. Can you see my Who Daddy though?
No.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
Then.
I need a pedicure.
Yeah. I think we should go. I mean, my relatives have a nail shop.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Yeah, and it's really fun. They have massage chairs. They do facials. They do threading,
that.
like for your eyebrows and
What?
stuff. I know.
Oh my gosh, why haven't we gone sooner?
I also want to do microblading. Have you heard of that? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have, and I want to also.
And I started doing microblading is where you basically get like these little tattoos.
Like hair,
Yeah.
hairline, because they're supposed to look like hair.
Little hairs.
Tattoos on your eyebrows.
Yeah. And apparently Vietnamese women are just really into the permanent makeup altogether. I don't know if I could go that far. I mean, it looks good, but
It just is so, I mean, I change things so
exactly.
quickly that I mean, I guess my eyebrow shape doesn't change. My eyeliner is always a wing.
Yes.
But if I guess you could do like an eyeliner that wasn't a wing.
And then you can add a wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes, and I think you know this better than I do because I'm fairly new to the wing, but sometimes you're in the mood for like a crazy wing. And sometimes
Yes.
you're in the mood for like a little baby
Today
wing.
mine's a little bigger than normal.
Yeah.
Like a little fatter.
Mine's a little fatter too, but that's because I
you
really
mess up?
screwed it up
Yeah.
bad. The other day I ended up with what I like to call devil horns.
Mm-hmm.
It was really fat, little horns on the sides of my eyes.
Yes.
And I was like, oh no. But then I stepped back and I was like, oh, hello.
The other day I did one that came out like almost to my eyebrow.
I love it.
And I did love it too. At first I was like, no, this cannot be. It was the day that I did the crazy pink eyes.
I loved that day.
Pink eyes. Ew, that sounds
Ew,
gross.
Pink
It
eye.
wasn't pink
It was
eye.
the day I did yellow eyes.
Yep.
Our point is, we can't commit to anything.
Our point is make your eyeliner points as pointy as you possibly
And
can.
then you will be on point,
Mhm.
as they say. They will say eyeliner on point.
Yep.
It'll be a hashtag on Instagram.
That's correct. Oh, you said something. You said we can't commit to anything.
Yeah.
And it makes me kind of feel bad about this whole ghosting situation. Are we being too harsh?
No, because I was just about to say we can't commit to anything.
That's
I'll
true.
tell you what we can commit to.
Anybody.
Buddy. Yes, big difference.
Well, says you, who's been married for 14 years. Says me, who can't.
Hey, whose children are still alive?
That's true.
Who's best friends with her mama?
Best friends with her mama. And I have lived with my best friend
Mm-hmm.
for 7 years now.
Yes, and you guys still get along just fine.
And actually, And the other day we went on a lunch date.
Oh.
Yeah, we realized Josh is who I'm talking about. He's my best friend and roommate. Because we're roommates, we see each other every freaking day.
And you can take, I mean, just like any friendship or like with your husband or with your kids.
Yes.
Like you need the one-on-one time sometimes.
Yes. You kind of, you take for granted that you live together and you don't always take the time to really enjoy it.
Yes.
And so, well, we do have fun. Like we have fun here, but we used to, before we lived together, we would go do stuff, like make it a point to hang out just like you would any other friend all the time. And so randomly the other day he was like, hey, do you want to get lunch? Oh, you gonna sneeze? Bless you. Her face
I'm
looked
allergic to Josh.
so shocked for a good few seconds, and I was like, what's happening? Is she mad that I went to lunch with him? No.
Josh, I'm sorry. Any mention of you makes me sick.
It just makes her sneeze. I don't know. It's just a thing.
I've never had lunch with Josh.
Josh, you and Amy are friends. Maybe you should invite her. But then I'll be really sad because you invited her and then didn't invite me.
Plus, I don't know if he's a little... I think he might be a little scared to hang out with me one-on-one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't be?
Oh. But yes, I always say that... because I'm all wise. I've been referred to as a guru of all things.
I think of you as the little owl on the Tootsie Pop commercial. That's what I think of.
And that owl's a tiny bit vicious, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah. It's you 100%.
Yeah.
He's like, let me tell you.
I was...
1, 2. And then it's gone.
Expect it.
Yeah.
Because you don't trust owls.
No, you can't.
No. They literally swoop down on small, adorable creatures at night and eat them alive.
Their heads literally spin around in a circle.
Yep. So all that said, listen to me. Trust me. People are always the priority. Things, not so much. This is why I can say that although we don't commit to anything, we have committed to this podcast.
We have.
Because we committed to people.
Yes.
Mostly each other.
Yes.
But also to beautiful, amazing, wonderful listeners who tell us things like, we actually said something that meant something to them.
I'm not going to out anybody. It wouldn't be outing, but I don't want to. Yeah,
we don't have permission to give details.
To give details about this, but one of our listeners told me a story about how we I don't in any way take full credit for it. She has done it.
Yes.
But we helped. We are helping her feel better about a situation, and it brought me to tears. And thinking about it even afterwards brought me to tears. And
then she told me, and we were both crying in the car.
Yes, it was beautiful, and I feel so happy that anything that we have said in all its ridiculousness, that something has resonated with somebody.
The fact that you can inadvertently, in all your incredibly flawed way, encourage somebody.
Yes.
Kind of just by being incredibly flawed, right?
Yeah.
And just being willing to show how flawed you are.
Yeah.
It helps me. I like to see people screw up.
Me too. It makes them human. It makes people human, and that's what we are, kind of, I think.
That's the closest I can say that we are.
I'm wearing a strapless bra. It feels weird. In the mirror, I saw.
I was going to ask you earlier if you were wearing a bra.
Josh was like, "Are you going braless today?" Because I have my shirt's off my shoulder.
Open shoulder. It wasn't like I was like, your nipples are showing or something like that.
You said nipple.
Nipple. It wasn't the great nipple incident of May of this year.
Yeah.
When I wore the super thin bra and super thin tank top.
I was missing for that epic episode too. I always miss the good stuff.
I think my nipples are feeling embarrassed just thinking about it.
They're like, ding.
They went back in all the way.
They're inverted completely.
I don't have inverted nipples.
No, I don't either. I don't even know what that is, to be honest.
It's where they literally
are inverted.
Stick in.
They are like exactly what they sound like.
Yeah.
They're innies.
They're innies. She like grabbed her boob when she said it. If we can one day choose the genetic traits of our children, I hope that I have grandchildren with inverted nipples.
Why would you wish that on them?
Because they will not have to deal with THO in public.
That's true, but they'll have a really hard time getting a baby to latch on.
Well, they just need to pop that sucker out when the time comes. What are we talking about? Oh, am I getting quiet again?
Yeah, you need
Damn it. What am I doing? It's not close enough?
Now it's working. You need to talk into the side of it, remember?
Oh, man. I'm so sorry.
You should be.
I hate to rob you of my dulcet tones.
Not that close to it, you freak.
So do I look that crazy as you just did?
Yes.
Okay. How about now?
Perfect.
Okay.
Your inverted nipple thing reminded me of nothing.
Well, I was going to say I would like to interview you right now.
Okay. I'm scared.
Actually, I just have a question for you.
Okay.
It's a question I asked.
We should interview each other sometime on the episode. That'd be cute and fun.
Like, where were you born?
Okay.
And, we should also do sort of like the newlywed quiz where we have like, somebody quizzes us about each other.
Okay. Oh, that'd be fun.
So fun.
Okay. Let's do that.
So I asked a question on our Folie group because it's this parenting thing, you know, it's new. My youngest is only 8. And so I'm dealing with
your youngest is not 8.
I mean, my oldest is only 8. My youngest is 4. Damn it. I can't come back from that. I meant to say my oldest is still very young.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I meant. And so I'm dealing with a lot of stuff for the first time. And one of the things is having a child whose interests may not necessarily benefit them socially.
Yeah.
He's not interested in doing any kind of team sports, any kind of organized activities. And in all honesty, there's a part of me that was like, should I be making him do this? Because it's supposed to be good for them, right? But then I decided yesterday, I was like, I'm just going to ask him what he wants.
Yeah.
And so I went up to him and I said, okay, there's no wrong answer to this question, but I know you like swimming. He's like, yeah. And I was like, would you be interested in doing a swim team? Getting on a swim team, if it's fun and it's not a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And he was like, no. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, what would you like to do just with your time outside of school? And he's like, I really want to explore abandoned places and make documentaries.
Okay. I mean,
the answer just came out so complete. And I'm like, yeah, that maybe is not the most expected route, but that's what he wants to do.
I mean, he gets socialization at school.
He does.
He has friends that he hangs out with after school.
Yes.
I mean, I would say worry if he locks himself in his room, never wants to talk to anybody. His teachers are telling you that he doesn't work well with others. Then worry. But he doesn't like sport. I freaking hate sports.
I was never involved in any sports. I mean, when I was really tiny, I was on a soccer team, but I was basically just running around kicking grass.
Yeah. I mean, I did volleyball and I did track. Fine. Mostly track. I did some relay stuff, but most of the stuff that I did was for like my own like sprinting and the, whatever.
Just because you like to run.
Yes. I did.
You like to run fast for a very short period.
Yes.
Yes.
And I liked volleyball, but that was it. I don't like any other sport. I never was good at them, and I didn't like it. My son, on the other hand, strangely loves sports and is really freaking good at them.
Yeah.
And it's so strange that that's what he has gravitated towards, but he's also well-rounded in other things. Yeah. He's a great musician, becoming one. He's a great artist. There are things that he likes, It just, they gravitate towards things that make them feel fulfilled and happy, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think, Mackie has a hard time. He loves sports, yet he has a hard time accepting, when somebody else is doing great in that sport, when they win, when they are scoring on him or winning, it frustrates him. And so that's something that he has to learn. And he plays sports and he plays with teams. So, be him a sports person or not, they're just going to have to learn it.
He's ever going to be.
And he doesn't have to be.
And I mean, every time I talk to his teachers, they're like, yeah, he's great socially. He gets along with all the kids. He's, he's always like the helper in the room. That's just his personality. But I'm just like, should he be in some organized activity? Because he's just kind of like a little free, just doing his thing.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to help him. After he told me that yesterday, I was like, okay, let's go look at some cool old stuff. So I took him to an antique store and we got a record and we went and explored some trails.
Yeah.
And I'm just doing my best, man.
I think that's all that you can do, and he's fine. It's fine.
But sometimes I look back, I think that it triggers like stuff in us, like maybe our own regrets or our own insecurities, because I was never involved in any of that stuff. I think, should I have been?
Do you wish you would have been?
I don't really know. And yes, maybe life would have been a little easier for me in a way if I had been raised quote unquote normally, but I wasn't.
Maybe
I was raised to be super unique. I was raised to wear literally whatever I wanted. And yeah, sometimes I got teased for it. Like when you get out of your innocence and you realize, okay, other kids are going to think it's weird if you're wearing 2 different shoes to school.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I have so much confidence in who I am and in my own weirdness.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly, if somebody like laughs at something that I'm wearing or doing, it does not affect me at all.
Yeah. So then don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It'll be the same for him.
Yeah.
And if, it's what you teach him too. Like if you tell them that he's the number one and I mean, yeah, we're going to tell our kids that they're number one. But if you tell them that they're the only person that matters, and that you shouldn't work with a team, that it's not important, then that's what they're going to think. If you teach them that other people are important, then that's what they're going to learn and that's what they're going to know. So I don't think, team sports it's great and they do, I'm sure that there are things that they learn, but there are also not fun things that they learn from it too.
It's always going to be a double-edged sword and it's not the only way. That's what some of our amazing, what you're saying and what our amazing doo-doo head said. They're like, yeah, it can be good, but there are so many other ways. Yeah. And that's what I've been kind of thinking.
Yep.
But there's always this part of me that's like, but that's the mommy thing that you do. Like you cart them to all these extracurricular activities and you talk about how you had no time and that's what makes you a good mom. Like, it's kind of like our cultural message.
Yep.
And to me, I'm like, if I don't have him in any outside school organized activities, I kind of love that. Like when I think about my favorite writers, like C.S. Lewis, he, grew up in an old house that was just full of books. It was just him and his brother Warren, and they made up stories constantly, and they were allowed to read anything they wanted. Nothing was off limits. Jane Austen, she wasn't like put in school or anything like that. She learned and wrote on her own. I feel like there's something to be said for kids thriving in this kind of, in a way, boredom or emptiness or white space that we need.
Yep.
Now I'm kind of ranting, but basically I'm saying, I think it's okay, but I appreciate the encouragement.
I think it's okay too.
And I also think it's okay that Mackie loves sports.
I do too.
I think the world of sports needs more kids like him.
Yeah.
He's so kind. He has so much empathy. He's very accepting of all different kinds of people. So he is going to break that cliche of to be a quote unquote jock, you're a jerk. That does not have to be the case.
Exactly.
It's not the case.
Well, I mean, even when he's played like baseball, the thing that was always said, and it always made my heart so happy because he was always the one that was like encouraging all of the kids to start cheering for the person who was at bat. If they made a good hit, you would always hear him, great job,
I love
whoever,
it.
and giving him hugs, and just like, he is the most encouraging person. And his coaches always pointed it out, you know, thank you, Mackie, for being so encouraging. This, you know, you guys look after what Mackie's doing.
Yeah, I mean, what could make you more proud? And I've seen it too. He actually helped Ransom learn to ride his bike, and he downplayed like how he's like, it was hard for me to learn too, which I really don't think it was, but it was so sweet what he was doing because he wanted Rand to feel encouraged. And yeah, I think that's one of his gifts. Yeah. So that's where he belongs.
Yeah, for sure.
And
if he can just accept the fact that sometimes you lose.
That's true. Well, Rand has a hard time with that in his own way, too. Yeah. And Rand's, you know, he's obsessive when he wants to do something and he wants to do it perfectly. Yeah. And we've really got to work on that.
It's hard.
That obsessiveness will probably lead him to do a lot of cool stuff. Yeah. Just got to channel it properly.
Yep. It's true.
Yeah.
Man, being a parent's hard.
It's really hard. And it's really scary. And we have daughters, too.
We just have to teach them to not ghost people.
Yeah, that's the main thing I'm going to teach my children. I'm going to tell them, okay, you can end up in juvie. You can break into the neighbor's house and steal all their antiques and sell them on eBay, whatever.
Just let all your friends know you did it.
Yeah, don't be an animal.
Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh. I do tell Mackie, though, he is so freaking sweet. Like, he is so kind-hearted, and I mean, he has his crazy moments,
Everyone does.
But he is always so sweet to me. The other day, you know, I do Instagram videos all the time, and he was watching one. He loves watching them.
Aww.
And he looked at me, and he looked back at the video, and he was like, Mom, you look stunning today. And I was like, thank you so much. So I always tell him, please, whenever I hope that you're like this to everybody in all of your relationships, your friendships and your relationships. And as you get older, if you start dating people, whoever you're dating, please treat them like you do me.
I think he will.
I really hope he does, because it's crazy that your own 8-year-old son can make you feel like, you know, amazing.
Yeah,
make
one
you
comment
feel
like that can be so encouraging. It's crazy.
Yes, it is. And I hope that he does that to everybody. I
think he does.
Really do.
I mean, he kind of did it even to us before we started. Yeah. It was so cute. He was like, you guys realize you don't need to look all cute
every time
no one's going to see you.
Yeah. And we're like, we didn't even realize we did.
We were just going to Target.
Ugh. So cute.
So cute.
We got some good ones.
We got some good boys. And they're going to be all right.
I think so.
And my daughter...
Oh, she's your daughter.
She's beautiful.
She's...
And very smart and very funny.
Yes. And my daughter, same thing.
Same thing. All those things.
Smart, funny, talented.
Beautiful.
Weird,
wonderful.
And clever, and she also is very well read and it kind of drives me crazy in a good way.
Every time I talk to her and I'll bring up some book that I've read or whatever, she's like, oh yeah, and have you read these 5 other books by that author?
Oh, which reminds me, I hate to, MJ, you're great. And she did the same thing to, like, we were at Barnes and Noble yesterday, and she was like, I was trying to pick out a Shakespeare play to purchase and read, and she was like, well, have you read this one? This one's great, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. And I was like, I figured she had maybe read 2. I knew she read The Tempest last year, but she was like, every single one of them she's read. And I got the what is it, No Fear Shakespeare.
No Fear Shakespeare, good girl.
I got which one did I get?
Did you get a comedy, tragedy?
Comedy.
Did you get A Midsummer Night's Dream?
No.
Much Ado About Nothing?
No. A Comedy of Errors.
Oh, I haven't read that one.
Yeah, I hadn't either, and I had read A Midsummer's Night's Dream, and I have read The Tempest, and what else? I don't know. Anyway, so I wanted to read that, and I started it, and I started reading it out loud. And the first sentence, she was like, "That means this," and I was like, "Yeah, I know what that one meant. Thank you." But in my head, I was like,
"Oh,
thank you,
thank you, thank you for
really,
real,
thank you." Yeah. But I'm excited to read that. For some reason, I got a bug up my butt last week. I messaged you about it and was like, I just have a weird urge, and I swear I think it's this time of year thing. I just had this sudden urge to start reading Shakespeare and to kind of dive into it to where I really understand it.
It's so good for your brain.
It is. And so I was like, hey, I want to read Shakespeare. And you were like, okay, how about this? And so I did it. I went and I got a book, and I'm excited.
I love it. I want to read A Comedy of Errors too.
I don't know what that was.
Someone just honked right outside your window. How is that
did
possible?
Sound like it was right outside the window.
Did you guys hear that? But it reminds me, I just finished reading To Kill a Mockingbird, and that book just destroyed me. Yeah. And it was so amazing. So good. And there were so many times when I ran out of the room, like just freaking out, like, I can't handle this. Please no, I love you, baby. To Bill. And he's like, what? And I'm like,
love you, goodbye.
Tom loved his family so much. Anyways.
Spoilers.
So after that, I was like, I need another book right away because I'm in that period of grief. Yes. And so I chose The Quiet American by Graham Greene, which is set in Vietnam, and it's got a lot of interesting stuff about the culture and the war. But it's also a little bit sad. And I'm like, okay, I need to find some highbrow comedy to read. Yeah. So I was thinking P.G. Wodehouse, Mark Twain, but you bring up Shakespeare. Why the heck not?
Why the heck tootin' not?
Let's put on our own comedy of errors.
Let's do it. I think we do.
I think a comedy of ears.
So, Amy.
Yeah. Sup.
So,
how you doing?
I'm doing all right. But did you know that I love you?
Did you know I kind of like you?
And did you know that I care about you?
You know, I totally think that you should tell all your friends something.
What? That I like cotton candy?
Yeah. Oh! Let's go do it right now.
Okay, bye.
Wave when we wave.
Bye.